The Maze Runner. Thomas! The Maze Runner follows a group of teens stuck in a dystopian future where they're not sure what's going on or who's in charge. Wait, hold on a second. I swear I reviewed this movie. Never mind, that was every other young adult novel turned into a movie. But anyway, The Maze Runner stars Dylan O'Brien, and the movie really just opens with him getting put into the maze. It's just this big forest-type area with the maze built around it. There's a bunch of kids just thrown in there with their memories wiped. They have no idea why they're there, how they got there. And Thomas, who's played by Dylan O'Brien, is the greenie. That's what they call the newcomer. Now, going into The Maze Runner, obviously you know it's another young adult novel turned into a movie, and so you kind of expect the same pattern like the other ones go. But the thing I liked about this movie was it took a darker turn than the other ones. This is the dark that we expected the Hunger Games to be like, and it was not. Another thing I liked about The Maze Runner is they really, in the beginning at least, they take their time setting up the characters and what kind of role they play in the society, and I thought that was really good. And it really gave us a look into how because obviously it couldn't start like this with a perfect community. It had to start somewhere, and it gives us a good look at who stepped up, who did this, who did that. The acting by these kids is actually really good. Obviously you have the leaders, you have the muscle, you have the runners who run around the maze, try to map it out. But the main character, Thomas, comes in. Obviously he's got all these questions, but he seems to be the only one really curious about what's going on. Now on to some complaints I had with the movie, and there are a few. First of all, right when we get into the maze, there's these creatures called Reavers that run around. There's kind of like these big robot spider thing, and the CGI on them is less than spectacular. The face is just all messed up, and it just looks all weird, and the movements are right, and just kind of sloppy, and you expect more from a movie that's really going to live and die off its special effects. Next complaint that I have is right when it jumps in, right when the plot kicks in, we get about 45 minutes of setup that I really like. Then when the plot kicks in, the movie takes itself too serious. The movie starts overthinking things and overcomplicating everything. They throw the character development that they set up out the window, and the characters just start doing whatever they feel like without going back to their morals that they already established in the beginning. And again, next problem I have is the last 30 minutes of the film. It's bad. I can see where, because this is based off of a young adult book, where all the plot twists that come at the final 30 minutes of this movie make great sense in the book because you have plenty of time to explain them and move on to the next one. But in a movie, you have to take your time with plot twists. You can't throw one after another without explaining any of them or making any sense of them. This movie literally at the end has you going, wait, what? Because it just throws all this stuff at you that could have easily been put into the next movie, which they already greenlit. But instead they're like, oh well, it's in the first book, we better put it in the first movie. Well, in the book they had such and such 100 pages to fit whatever they wanted in. You have 2 hours. You can't. When you wait till the last half an hour for all these twists, you can't throw all of them in there because they don't make sense. And by the way, this whole movie just feels like a setup for the next one. It's easily just pushing the franchise, making you want to come back for more. And while I enjoyed most of this movie, that just felt, it kind of felt like a ripoff. Like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna throw plot twist and then come back for the next one. But overall, I had a good time with The Maze Runner. The action scenes in the maze, aside from the grievers, those look ugly, but when they're just running around through the maze, that looked really cool, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. And also just the acting throughout is really fun, and I think you can have a good time with the movie. With the flaws and everything, I'll probably just go ahead and give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. I think it can be a good time, just don't take it too seriously like it did. Thank you guys for watching this review. For more J&J reviews, click that like button down below. Try to come out with some more reviews for you guys. It's really just it's a slow time in movie season. But around the end of October and November is when it'll really kick in. We'll be having reviews. Sprinkle some Blu-ray reviews in there every now and then. J&J Reviews, signing out.